How's it going, everyone? Welcome to round one of the Any Percent tournament for LeafGreen.
I am G Shark, and this is my co-commentator Main, and we're getting into the second race. This one being between PicklePlop, Juanlyways, and LoveSickHero.
Just some background for the commentators. So we both run this game a good amount. I've been running for about 2 years. G Shark is relatively new, but he's been grinding a good amount. We both have a pretty good knowledge of this game, and we both are also in the tournament and doing a lot of the races as well. So this should be a good race. Pickle and Wanli especially they are quite big grinders of this game in terms of when it comes to races in the tournament. So it should be a good race. And then Lovesick it's running Charizard, so that should be interesting as well.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be interesting. It's our first Charizard tournament of the race, so this is our first opportunity to really see the route and what Charizard's capable of. All right, there we go. It looks like they're just about to start right now. Did they not start?
Yeah, just watch the restream, not the stream. Yeah, there's oh well, Pickle's still in the game.
Oh wait, no, I forgot. No, Pickle and Lovesick are using emulator.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so that's a new thing for the tournament. Basically, emulator runs slightly faster than console does, so we've implemented a 25-second or 26-second delay to make it even overall. And that basically has to do with because emulator, when you save, it kind of goes through it goes through quicker than on console. So
yeah, for a while we haven't had a good, like, we've always known that it's not exactly perfectly comparable, but we've never had a really good way of measuring it. So we compared to the top console time, the top emulator time, and found there was 25 seconds of difference. And while it's probably not like 100% accurate for everything, it's the best measurement we've had.
Well, the only way to know is you have to frame count, compare two runs, which is like super hard to do. So we still don't really know much about emulator, and that's kind of why there's two separate categories as well on the leaderboards.
Yeah, at the end of the day, they are still playing the same game. The only difference really is just kind of loads. So that's really, like, they're doing the same thing.
So I'm sure the commentators in the last race talked about the manip, but yeah, basically Squirtle manip is very random. It is a one frame input, but has variance with NPC movement. And for races specifically, yeah, you basically have to get a backup Squirtle because the hit rate for getting a Squirtle is like between 10 to 20%. So if we did a legit race without the manip, then the first person who hit the manip would pretty much win the race. Because it can take 30 minutes, or it can take 2 hours if you get really unlucky. So
yeah, it's just not it's not really competitive to say, oh, whoever gets the manip first just has this huge advantage.
But the good thing about this game is once you get this correct Squirtle, then the run from there has no other manips. So it makes the speedrun really fun, in my opinion, because you don't have to worry about, because there's some other categories in games where you have to do one frame inputs like 2 hours in or an hour and a half in, and those are pretty stressful. Emerald being one of them. Emerald and Sapphire.
Yeah.
But because of that.
Sorry, go.
Because of that, it makes racing this game really fun. Just getting a backup Squirtle.
Yeah, the only thing you really have to do in this game is just hit blizzards and mega kicks, which is it's definitely its own beast.
So you see that they all pick up the PC or the Mart Potion. The general idea for races is you want to play them as safe as possible, because you can't really afford to die. Because when you die, it just warps you back to the last Pokemon Center you were at, so that it could be super far away. I mean, you could lose 20 minutes. So that's why you'll see a lot of saving and also really safe play throughout the whole race for all 3 runners. So the first objective is they want to get the Mart Potion, because you want to have 2. There's one that you can get before the Weedle fight. And then they have to get experience, and they can do that by either killing a level 3 or level 2 Pidgey or Rat. How much damage you do to the Pidgey or Rat is determined by your attack, specifically the Pidgey. You also cannot kill a level 4 or level 5. A common strat that you'll see runners get to level 7, which allows you to get Bubble, which makes Sammy a lot safer. But in order to get level 7, you have to kill level 2 and level 3, or 2 level 3s.
Yeah, and Lovesick, since he's running the Charmander route, it's gonna be a little different. I believe what he wants to do is grab a total of he wants to kill a total of 4 wild Pokemon, and that's both for the experience, but it's also very important for the EVs. And what EVs are is every time you kill a Pokemon, whether it's wild or a trainer Pokemon, it gives you a tiny boost in a certain stat. And for a lot of Pokemon, namely for like Pidgey and Rattata, it gives you a boost in speed. So you'll be getting throughout the run. Actually, most of the EVs that you get are going to be for speed, and it makes it so that you can outspeed, or at the very least speed tie, quite a few Pokemon, in addition to having your IVs, which are preset natures, being very high.
So the route for Lovesick running Charmander is going to look drastically different. I mean, he fights way different trainers, and the route's just basically completely different. But so Wanley and PicklePlop are going to be running the same route. One thing to note that Wanley just did, which is interesting, which is actually what I'm going to do in my race as well, is he skipped catching a bird. Biggest reason being is it makes passing an optional after Brock consistent. It also makes catching the bird later, because you can get it later, a little bit better. Generally, it'll be 78% versus 62%, or even guaranteed later. The problem is catching a bird here is obviously faster, but you take a lot of damage from Pidgey, and the catch rate is, you have to weaken it more.
Yeah, so at this stage, Pidgey only knows Tackle, and Rattata knows both Tackle and Tail Whip, so at least if you're trying to catch a Rattata, there's a chance that you get a non-damaging move. And with Pidgey, you will always be taking damage, and Pidgey, it can be notoriously annoying for just critting or breaking out of the ball at a 62% catch rate and then damaging you again. So it's a lot less of a hassle usually to do it later, but it is often slower. The hassle really comes later when you have to go into the grass to get it after Brock's gym, and it's only a 65% chance to catch either a Pidgey or a Spearow. So you have to hope that you actually get that 65%, but once you do, it becomes a lot easier.
Because what these runners basically want is they have 2 potions they can get. There's a third one you can get. It's a little out of the way. Generally not needed as much, but you want to have 1 potion to be able to heal on Sammy, and you want to have 1 potion to be able to heal in the gym at a minimum in races. Because Brock's gym, as well as Sammy, both have a ton of variance, and a lot of bad things can happen to you. So you want to have that potion. If you don't have it and you enter the gym, then if you die, you're gonna have to save for those fights. And I mean, they're still gonna save anyways, but dying and resetting obviously loses a lot of time versus just potioning.
Yeah, and the potion can just make the fight more consistent as well. So even if you potion and then happen to die, you're still more likely to get a good fight with the potion than if just saving and resetting. On average, I would think that it's like better to have the potion than just resetting.
So Juanly actually did get the third potion. Again, this is the ultimate safety strat. In general, it's very unlikely that you're going to need 3 potions, but it does happen. You can obviously heal twice on Sammy. It's pretty unlikely, but it can happen. Again, critting is a thing in this game, so critting twice, getting crit twice could lead to having to potion twice, and then if you don't have a potion for the gym, it's really bad.
Yeah, he didn't grab the other potion right where he's standing.
Oh, you're right, he didn't. Yeah, that's interesting actually.
So one tile to his left, or sorry, 2 tiles to his left is a potion hidden in the ground, and that's the one runners usually pick up during runs. What he might be doing is he might be saving that for the off chance that he actually needs to use both potions during this fight, which he looks like clearly.
Yeah. It's interesting, but so obviously this has been said a lot for the last race, but again, in general, most of this run revolves around the torrent mechanic, and so runners are going to try to be in torrent for most of the run. And again, that's when your water moves do 50% more damage at under 1/3 health. So that's why you always want to get poisoned on Sammy. It allows you to set up torrent for the gym, which makes the gym a lot more consistent and a lot faster. So Juanly did get poisoned. Again, it's not that crazy to not get poisoned, but it does happen, and it drastically changes how the gym goes. So Juanly did get poisoned, which is good. Pickle is looking like he's not been poisoned yet, which is not good.
Yeah.
Unless he gets poisoned here. Yeah, no.
Okay. That's really bad. That's pretty bad health. Usually, if you don't get poisoned, the best alternative, I mean, you could either be at the health that you would want to be, that you would heal off poison at, which is just extremely rare, but a lot more common would be both Geodude and Sandshrew on the upcoming fight will do most likely 6 damage, so you would want to be 6 HP higher than where you would want to be, and you'll take that one hit, and then you'll be exactly at the health you want to be, which is the best backup. So
if you're watching Juanly's screen, he's on the Sandshrew, which this is the worst Pokemon in the game, especially for when you're trying to get a really good time, because it's a 1 in 3 chance to scratch you, and if you get scratched, you're not going to die unless it 1 in 16s you or crits you, but it puts you in Rock Tomb range for the Onyx, which forces you to heal. Juanly missed the 2-shot, which is pretty unlikely.
And here comes the other thing that's wrong with Sandshrew. It has 3 moves. It has Defense Curl,
this is not good. Okay, he did get it. That was pretty troll. Yeah, so the Sandshrew has Scratch, which on mild is going to do 6 to 7, which is why he went to 6 before, so he could level up to 8. It has Defense Curl, which does nothing, and then it has Sand Attack, obviously, which lowers accuracy, so... Juanly didn't get scratched there, which is nice, but he did lose a few turns. Now with Pickle, if you're looking at Pickle's screen, so when you don't have Torrent and you're at a weird health, it's going to be a lot different. It's not a likely 3-shot, whereas it's a likely 2-shot with Torrent. So Pickle did not get the 3-shot, so he hasn't gotten damage, so it's not that bad. Although I think 1 scratch here gives him really good health.
Yeah, that's pretty good health.
So Oh, he's missing. Oh, he got scratched again. All right, so now he's gonna have to heal.
I just want to say, right after that Sammy fight, Lovesick got 2 1% encounters.
Yeah, it happens.
It
Wanley
does
missed the
happen.
range.
But I also want to take a second to point out.
Oh, Wanley got Rock 2 miss. Oh, that's
Oh,
the
no.
worst. Oh, that's the worst. Oh, he's going. Okay, he's not stalling. Okay.
But I want to point out real quick for anyone that's paying attention to Lovesick's stream as well. You'll notice that his Charmander is at a much higher level than the Squirtles going into the gym, and that's because both when using Squirtle, you fight the optional trainer Sammy, or sorry, not Sammy, Liam here, but also because you want to have Metal Claw for this gym as Charmander, which you learn at level, I believe it's 13, although he's going in at 12. Maybe, does he level up with Geodude?
I believe so, yeah. The Geodude, I think he just spams one move and it's decently slow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, spamming, yeah, not very effective Ember over and over again. Burn, I'm pretty sure Burn is good.
Yeah, it makes the fight go by faster by him taking more damage, and it reduces his attack. So it'll make those tackles do more, which means he'll have more for Onyx.
Yeah, I'm assuming Burn saves a turn. If it doesn't save a turn, then it's just slower because of text. But so yeah, Pickle's gotten through the fight. They both got kind of trolled. Obviously, Scratch from. They both got Sand Attack trolled, and they both had to heal Rock Tomb. The bad thing is when Wanley went to heal Rock Tomb, he got Rock Tomb miss. Rock Tomb's 80%, so there is a chance to miss. And if you miss, you've just healed and your health is super high. So Wanley's going through this route at a very, very high health. And the problem with that is it makes the next 3 or 4 fights pretty slow when you don't have Torrent. Now, Wanley's options for that is he could obviously stall on the Onyx. I think he's gonna go for last strats, which is like ultimate safety. Basically, you fight a different trainer when you don't have Torrent, because he's nowhere near Torrent unless he gets poisoned. Yeah, no.
Alright, so Lovesick is now through Brock as well. And Pickle and Wanley have both had, like, they got trolled a little, but they both have pretty decent times for races, because I believe Pickle has Pickle has 1 and Wanley has no pokes. Is that, if I'm right?
Does Wanley have none? Really? I know he ran from a bird, but did he just get one bird? I actually don't know.
Well, we can see right here.
You're right. Yeah. So Pickle's actually ahead of Wanley then, because Wanley has to catch 2 things. Now he can get the time save back if he gets an Nidoran, but which makes the next grass kind of nice because you have the chance of getting Nidoran, and Nidoran can learn strength as well, which makes it fast. But basically, the grass before Cerulean is where you have to go if you don't have a cutter, and there's a chance to get. Yeah, Pickle screen is frozen.
I checked his stream and it's offline now. So I'm thinking.
Oh no! Dude.
I think his computer might have crashed because the timer stopped as well, which that would just be really, really unfortunate.
Oh, dude! No way. Perfect timing as always. Something going horribly wrong on the tournament race day. Yeah.
Everything's fine up until the very second you need it to go right. In the meantime, you'll notice though that, like Maine was saying, the fights can go a lot slower just because Wanley's at higher health. And you can lose 2, even up to 3 minutes, possibly, just on those 3 fights. Meanwhile, you have LoveSick, who's just breezing through these trainers because they're all bug types. All he needs to do is send out 1 Ember and they're done.
I don't necessarily think if Pickle's able to come back. I mean, the timer's still going to be running. It's not going to be running on his end, but a timer is still running overall. So if he does come back and opens the game, I think he should still be able to be fine. And again, his stream could have crashed and he's still playing. Yeah, his internet could be down. And if he's still going on the race time, then it'll still be fine. But
yeah, if his internet crashed, but he's still like recording, that will still count. Like that'll still count for the tournament as long as like the recording doesn't stop and we can match it up and it like there's clearly enough evidence that it's the same run that he was doing.
Yeah, but this is obviously very unfortunate.
Alright, so right there, it looks like LoveSick. I'm pretty sure that he wanted to get Poison there to get Torrent, because otherwise I can't see a reason why you would be using Metal Claw. Yeah. But, oh, never mind, he didn't want to get Poison.
So entering Mount Moon, so there's a few things. Again, you have, for the run, you have to catch a cutter and a flyer, and you also have to pick a trainer to fight in Mount Moon. This allows you to get level 18 before Misty, because you need to be level 20 for Misty to make the fight viable, basically. Oh, okay, Pickle's back. Okay, that's good.
Okay, so yeah, he was still running, and it looks like he's about tied with Juanly now after Juanly had to make that catch. Although I don't know if Juanly...
Juanly caught a bird, so Juanly has 1 bird. He needs to catch a cutter.
Yeah, I think they both need a cutter.
Okay, so they're both doing Rocket.
And they both didn't save.
Well, Rocket for Juanly here is... I don't necessarily approve. He's taking 12 to 14 here from Hyperfang. It's pretty unlikely to die, but... Okay, he's fine. He made it.
And Pickle got trolled a little. Okay, he's fine too.
Yeah, they're both fine. So Rocket is the more risky fight. Basically because it outspeeds you and Hyperfang does a lot of damage depending on your defense. But they both had a decent fight.
Yeah, but the thing is that like you'll always one-shot the Sandshrew because you have Water Gun now, so that's not really an issue. The issue is that Rat will always outspeed you. It has 3 damaging moves: Hyperfang, which does quite a bit, Quick Attack and Tackle, which are not really as important, not really as threatening unless you get crit, and Tail Whip, which is dangerous because if you're not in Torrents when you start the fight, and it uses Tail Whip, then you have no chance at one-shotting it unless you crit it. And then it can use Hyperfang, which will 100% kill you if you were already just barely outside of range or barely in range. And even Quick Attack can just do quite a bit more damage. You usually won't die to like Tail Whip Quick Attack or Tail Whip Tackle, but usually seeing Tail Whip is a bad thing first turn.
Yeah, I just saw we're streaming in Mega Man category, so I asked the guy to change it to FireRed LeafGreen. I didn't notice that.
Alright, and LoveSick is just about to be entering Mount Moon himself. Not 100% sure if I don't think they fight an optional, or do they?
I'm pretty sure LoveSick did not mean to hit that last. I'm fairly sure. That last has the last's vision's pretty far, so yeah, you can get messed up if you go 1 tile too high.
Yeah, and I feel like if you were to fight an optional for experience, unless you needed the speed HP, you would fight that Walker lass that's in Mount Moon, because she has like an Oddish and a Bellsprouts.
As Charmander, yeah, for sure.
Juanly is exiting at least for a race, a pretty decent time, and Pickle is right behind him. Lovesick is just starting the two mandatory fights himself, so he's still got a little bit to make up. But this is one of the few points in the run where they're like all three runs are gonna be at a pretty similar point, because right after this, Pickle and Juanly are going to be going straight into the Misty fight after they catch a cutter. Meanwhile, after Lovesick, if he needs to catch a cutter still, he's not going to go straight into the Misty fight. Misty is a water type gym leader, and that is notoriously bad for fire types. So he's going to be doing Nugget Bridge first to get some extra experience.
So this grass is historically bad because you can get a lot of troll encounters like Spearow and Mankey. But what you want is a rat or a Sandshrew. If you saw both runners picked up the Great Ball, this is optional, but it makes catching the rat more consistent than Pokeball. So that's usually like the ultimate safe strat. It's mainly done for the Sandshrew, because you can get high-level Sandshrews that you can't really weaken because they just die to water moves. So that's what makes the Great Ball pretty good. So yeah, this is pretty even right at the moment between Juanly and Pickle. Juanly did get a Spearow encounter, but
this is one confusion away from being a very different, like a very separated run.
Yeah, so the difference in Squirtles at the moment, so Pickle is running Rash, which is minus special defense. Rash is going to have a higher chance of taking Water Pulse damage from the Starmie, whereas with Juanly, once he gets to the Starmie, he's only going to take Swift. Water Pulse has a 20% chance to confuse. It's much higher than that. Don't get it twisted. It really is, especially when you're on a good run. So that's why runners get the Persumberry, which takes away confusion. But unfortunately, both the Staryu and the Starmie have Water Pulse, so there is situations where you can get double confused, and it's really bad. So mild on this fight is much better than Rash. Pickle should only be 50-50 to be. I'm pretty sure at 50-50 to be taking Water Pulse. Actually, it might even be less than that.
I think it's right here. It's actually going to be a little favored to get Swift.
Yeah.
Even though Water Pulse is a special move and Swift is a physical move, so you'd expect with minus special defense you'd be taking that more. You have to remember Water Pulse is not very effective against water, so the damage it does is going to be reduced.
All right, so Pickle got confused, but oh wow, yeah. So this is one of the big memes of this this fight is the Staryu is a 93% two-shot with bite. Pickle missed the two-shot, which is really bad. So Juanly's through the fight. Mild is pretty standard when you get to the Starmie. You're basically gonna bite twice and tackle once. Bite once, then tackle, then bite. Will guarantee kill. You can obviously die if you get crit or get confused. All right, so they're both through, so that's good.
Yeah, he got that Starmie is a range. They're both ranges to two-shot, but the Staryu is it's like a 92-93% chance to two-shot. Meanwhile, the Starmie is a 33% chance to two-shot. So generally, the most common thing you'll see is 5 turns. You'll two-shot the Staryu and then 3-shot the Starmie. But two-shotting the Starmie is just it's always gonna be faster.
Yeah, Pickle definitely got trolled a lot more than Juanly did on that fight. Luckily, Pickle didn't get Water Pulse from the Starmie. so he didn't get confused twice. But missing the 93% range is just, like I said, it's just kind of a meme. It just happens, and it happens a lot in races somehow. But because it's not gonna kill your run unless you get confused again by the star U. But yeah, you can lose a lot of time. All right, so now we're on Bridge Rival. This is probably the most volatile fight in the game. It probably has the highest chance of killing you. Basically because you get in situations where you have to hit a mega kick, which is 75% chance, or you die. So it's also good to be under half health for this fight. It basically makes the AI use different moves at a higher rate if you're under half versus over half. So the biggest threat to this fight is Leech Seed. So generally, when you're not in vine whip range, you're going to be taking. He's likely to sleep powder, and then if you're over half, he's more likely to Leech Seed. And if you get Leech Seed, you lose like a minute. It's pretty bad. Pickle actually died. He missed the kick you have to kick, which is unfortunate. This is one of those fights where, especially in any percent attempts, where like you can just lose the run and there's really nothing you can do.
Yeah,
if you just decide to not hit what mega kick.
Yeah, I mean, at the top level, you notice the runners grabbing the revive in Mount Moon. At the top level, you just don't do that. And so if you're going for like world record attempts or even like a 202, you're not gonna grab the revive, and basically you bite Bulbasaur and you kick, and if you miss the kick and you die, you just reset. So it's
poor Pickle, man.
Yeah, 75% chance for your run not to die.
So Pickle's getting trolled, unfortunately, on this fight, which is what happens.
Yeah, it looks like LoveSick had to reset on that too, because he missed quite a few kicks and mega punches. So that's actually one other difference with the Charmander versus Squirtle route. In both routes, you learn Mega Kick from one of the move tutors right outside of Mount Moon, but Charmander will also learn Mega Punch, and that becomes more useful consistently, just because you need to have like high attack for Charmander for a lot of things upcoming, and Mega Punch is just, while it is weaker than Mega Kick, it's slightly more reliable.
So both Squirtle runners are running at pretty low health. Again, like when you play this game a lot, you know the ranges that are going to kill you, but the biggest factor is crit can change everything. Like for Pickle's run, that Rattata is going to do 6 damage with quick attack, but if he gets crit there, he just dies. He does have the revive, I'm pretty sure still, so you could play that super safe and just potion there, but you want to set up good health for the next rival fight. So being low is definitely better than being super high.
Yeah, and it kind of looks like the runners here are all pretty neck and neck, but you have to remember LoveSick still hasn't fought Misty, so that's still he's like one large fight behind still.
So most likely, so at the moment, again, for race strats, everything changes. Like you want to make sure you don't die. So when PicklePlop fights the next trainer, he has to hit a Mega Kick on this Oddish. If he misses, then it's 50% chance to use Absorb, and he is in Absorb death range. So yeah, he's gonna heal before the fight, just to make sure that if he misses the kick, he doesn't die. Obviously, healing before the fight or during the fight is pretty slow, which is why generally when you're going for record, you don't really heal any situation where you might die, like a 1 in 4 to die. But that was definitely correct to heal there. Risking that is just not worth it.
Yeah, because I mean, he could save beforehand, which would just lose him time. Or he could risk it and then risk going back to before the rival fight, which had already trolled him. So it's just 100% not worth it. You have to take some sort of safety strat there in a race.
Yeah, he needs and again, he's going to be hitting 3 kicks on this split. There's 2 more Oddishes that he has to fight that both have absorbed, so he can't really afford to risk that, because then you're basically just saying like, okay, I need to hit all 3 mega kicks right, or I don't, or I don't die.
Yeah, and that's on top of there's also a Rattata upcoming that Rattata knows quick attack and can just troll it. Like, I think by that point he'd have enough health to tank the quick attack, but it can still just troll him.
I actually have the damage range for that. Let me find it.
It's usually like 5 to 6 ish. But yeah, when you're doing any percent attempts, so you just kind of have to roll with it in those situations and hope that you don't get trolled. But in a race, you need to be a lot more consistent. You don't want to be resetting, so you have to play it safe.
Yeah, I mean, if Pickle didn't potion and he went into that rat, the rat does 5 to him for quick attack, so he wouldn't be guaranteed to die. But if you were in death range of that rat attack quick attack, then yeah, you would pretty much have to heal 100%. Because you can still miss kick on the Oddishes and not die, because you can use Sweet Scent. Again, it's 50%, so... Juanly is at I believe, a pretty good health at the moment. The optimal health for the next rival fight is you want to be in Torrent, but be out of Vine Whip range for the Ivysaur. Which is, I think Juanly's got to be close.
I'm fairly certain he is, because he's mild, so the range on the Vine Whip is going to be much lower than if he were Rash. And then even if he's he'd have... Okay, he's definitely good now.
Yeah, he's taking 17 to 19, so I mean, yeah, well, now it's kind of now it's actually kind of close.
Actually, let me go look that up, what he gets from level up real quick.
I have it. I believe he's gaining, if the HP chart is correct, he's gaining 8, which means he'll be at 18, taking 17 to 19, which is actually not very good, because he's not technically guaranteed Vine Whip, so it might mess up the next fight, unless he decides to go in at level 26, which is like a little bit of a different strat.
Yeah, so there are 2 different strats for the boat rival, and it usually depends on your health. And the 2 strats are just if you want to rare candy before the fight or after. It ends up being about the same experience-wise in the long term, so that doesn't really matter. It just if you are in Torrent at 26 but you're not in Torrent at 27, it tends to be better to do it at 26, because even though you're at a lower level and therefore have lower stats slightly, you're in Torrent, so you're gonna be doing a lot more damage.
Yeah, in order to do level 26 strats for the next rival fight, you have to have a specific amount of attack, or it becomes kind of a sketchy range. So,
fortunately, both Pickle and Juanly have like near max attack.
Yeah, just a note on Dan. People talking about the Dan pass. There's 3 ways to pass that guy who rotates. If you saw in the previous race with Mockwing, Mockwing got hit by him. He's just a trainer that you can avoid. He loses you like 30 seconds. He just has 1 Pokemon, but the experience is not really useful at all. It can be, but you generally want to avoid him. And there's 3 ways of doing it. The way that Pickle did it, if people were watching, is like is basically how most people do it, which is it's a 1 in 16 chance to be hit by him if you walk past him. The way that and it's decently fast. The way that Juanly did it is like ultimate safety, like you bag manip twice, and he won't hit you, but it's pretty slow. And then there's another way that requires a little bit more tech, which is called the Shiru pass. And with enough practice, you can pass him decently fast and have it be safe. But if you mess it up, you still get hit. So I think most people do the pass that Pickle did.
Yeah, I mean,
again, it's 1 in 16. So.
People either call that just the YOLO pass or just the Dan pass. It is the most standard one, and you'll see people for races do what Juanly did, do the double bag manip, because it'll lose like 5 to 6 seconds ish, but losing 5 to 6 seconds to guarantee not losing 30 seconds isn't the worst thing in the world in a race.
So Juanly took a little bit of a risk there on that Drowsy. Again, you have to use Mega Kick on the Drowsy. So he was at 10 health, and the Drowsy has Headbutt, which does 5 to 7. And if you miss the kick, he can Headbutt. It's got Hypnosis, it's got Disable, it's got all kinds of bad things. But would Juanly kick that second time, technically he could have died, because if he missed that kick and got Headbutt again. But again, you got to understand that these runners have the Revive, so they're not going to be played insanely safe. Once the Revive gets used, then yeah, they're gonna try to play ultimate safe, but he was pretty unlikely to die there. 2 kick misses in a row with double headbutt is pretty unlikely, but
yeah, I mean, 2 kick misses in a row is about it's about the same as getting exactly the same as getting a crit, but then you also have to factor in getting headbutt twice or confusion.
So what makes this split, I mean, basically the first 50 minutes of this game has the most variance of anything else. So a lot of craziness of dying, losing time is going to happen all up until after Surge, and then a lot of things can happen on E4. But at the moment, yeah, so Juanly's in the lead. He's definitely gotten a little bit better luck than Pickle has, for sure.
Yeah, I think he's at a good health to Rare Candy as well. Rare Candy going at 27.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have Torrent, and there's no way for him to get Torrent, so generally, so the next fight is not as bad. Like your chance of dying is less compared to the previous rival fight. The problem with the next fight is that you can lose a ton of time. So what you want to try to aim for the next fight is you want to try to get Torrent, but if you can't get Torrent, next best thing would be in Vine Whip range, so you can Super Potion, or try to be under half, because this Pidgeotto has Sand Attack, and if you get Sand Attack, you have to swap, and it's really bad. You can't really risk trying to hit kick through Sand Attack, so I believe Juanly's under half, and he should be out of Quick Attack range too.
I don't know, yeah, because he's at 21, so that's like perfect Torrent.
Oh, actually no.
Quick Attacks.
Oh, he does have Torrent. Okay. Oh no, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he was at basically like that perfect health, because he would have Torrent for 25, so 21 to 25 is exactly the range of health he would want to be at. But Pidgeotto can just troll you and Quick Attack and make everything go slow.
I missed that he got Quick Attack from the Raticate. But yeah, basically when you're in range of Vine Whip, which for Juanly it's 17 to 19, when you're in range of it, you basically have to heal or you die. But which is a decently consistent strat. At least as long as you know you're getting Vine Whip, it's kind of nice. But again, a lot of the early rival fights just have to you just have to hit Mega Kick. and if you don't, you lose a ton of time. So Wanley had a pretty standard fight. I don't think he got sleep powder actually.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, so AI in this game is a little complicated. Basically, it likes to do certain things depending on like how much health you have. Like if you're in range to die to a move, then it'll do that move if it's guaranteed. But outside of that, I mean, yeah, it's like favored to do, you know, certain things like status moves and sand attack when you're over half. But sometimes, even if you're over half, you can just get random damage. I mean, sometimes it'll just decide to like, you know, do it. If you're at like over half and you haven't been sleep powdered, it's like it might just decide to just vine whip you, which is really lucky, obviously, because status moves are pretty slow.
Yeah, so Lovesick is doing Misty finally, and it's pretty bad because you get two shot by that Starmie, and you have to hit 2 Mega Kicks on the Starmie. And you have to hit a Mega Punch on the Staryu, but if it hardens, if you miss and it hardens, then you have to hit a kick. So that's 3 kicks in one fight, and that's just asking for disaster, but you really don't have a much better choice.
So if I recall correctly, I think PicklePlop got the perfect fight. The perfect fight being you enter in at Torrent, you one-shot the Pidgeotto, you don't get quick attack, and then you get bite, flinch, kick, which I think that's what happened. So that's obviously pretty fast. So PicklePlop saved a good amount of time on that fight. He's still obviously a little bit behind, but again, anything can happen on Surge, or the cans as well.
Yeah, it looks like Wanley already got
hit into Torrent, yeah.
Fast. He found the first can pretty fast, but it was a middle can. So there's basically three types of cans. You can have a middle can, a side can, or a corner can. And the reason it's just those 3 is because the first can will always be completely random, and the second can will be adjacent to the first can. So middle can, those 3 cans in the middle, you have 4 adjacent cans, and he got the 4th can.
Yeah. So the reason that you save is because you want to make sure once you find the first can, you want to make sure that it's the same every single time, right? So, oh wow, that Wanley did not mean to do that. He did not mean to do that. Yeah, so that optional in the gym has a chance to hit you. Wanley did a bit of weird movement there. You're not supposed to go right there because that spinner has a range. That was super unlikely for sure, but he definitely lost a good amount of time there. Those cans were pretty bad.
Yeah, he gave Pickle quite a chance to catch up, but it'll depend again on Pickle's cans.
So Surge is arguably one of the worst fights in the game, for the main reason that when you get to the Raichu, number one, it has Shockwave, which is super effective against water, and then number 2, it likes to set up double team, and hitting through double team is pretty hard to do. You'll see that scenario in the Elite Four as well. So Wanley has a pretty good Squirtle for this fight. But again, it just comes down to hitting Mega Kick or Water Pulse through double team. So the first Voltorb is a speed tie. The Voltorb can weaken you, which a lot of times will help you get into Torrent easier. And it's also a range to die. So generally it's good to take damage from it. But the standard fight, the way that this goes is if you hit the first pulse, okay, he missed the first pulse, so it's probably going to keep setting up. The more double teams it's set up, it gets kind of scary. Yeah, this is not good for Wanley. Yeah. Thunder Wave, okay.
I don't know if you noticed, but Pickle got the absolute last can he checked for the first can, and it's still a middle can.
Wanley's in a little bit of trouble. Okay, well, so Wanley's doing something interesting here. So Wanley didn't die to the Raichu, but he's in a bad situation. That's like +4. I think that was +4 double team and paralyzed. So That's actually really smart of Wanley to reset there, because his chance of winning that fight is pretty unlikely. So that was really smart of him to reset that and just start the fight again.
Yeah, it's like race strats involve a lot of saving, but when you get better at when you want to get better and better at racing, one thing that
Pickle didn't save.
That you'll have to know is really when to reset, when's best to reset. Like, do you want to reset aggressively, or do you want to kind of wait it out and see if you maybe get some better luck to turn a fight around?
Alright, so turn 1 Thunder Wave. Again, like I said before about the AI, it does random things sometimes, so Thunder Wave there is kind of weird and random, because generally it likes to start the fight with Double Team. So PicklePlop, I didn't realize, but yeah, him not saving before Surge is because he already saved on the cannon, he knows where it is, so, and he already fought the gentleman, so yeah, that saves some time. So Wanley got through Surge. Let's see if Pickle can get through Surge. Ah, no. Man. So basically, when you miss the kick here, you have a few options. Pickle's going for you can either swap both pokes and then get back into the fight. Luckily, Pickle is rash, so he can take quick attack. Is he still in range here?
Yeah, I think
he is, isn't he? Yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, so when you're rash, you take a lot more damage to shockwaves. So that strat he was trying to do generally works better when you're mild or modest, with high special defense. But generally the safest thing to do in that situation, unless you're like sure that you're gonna get quick attack, is to just swap. So throw in your flyer, it'll die. Throw in your cutter, and then heal, and then come back into the fight. And then it's like kind of like a last stand. Is like you have to, if you don't hit the kick after both your friends are gone, then you basically have to reset. So
yeah, Surge, and like Maine was saying, it's definitely one of the worst fights in the game. It's notorious for a lot of resets.
But I always think like the easy strat when you are in a situation where you are dead to shockwave and you just miss kick, swapping is just the simplest way to fix the problems. Because if you don't do that, then you have to think, you got to be looking at like your health, like perfect health for quick attack and shockwave and whatnot. So, all right, so Pickle's passed, which is good.
Yeah, he got pretty lucky there. One of the best things that can happen on this fight is when you're using Water Pulse, you can confuse the Raichu. When Raichu gets confused, Surge has a full heal and he will always use it. So you basically get a free turn. So even if he had missed that one kick, he just gets another free kick. So it just really increases the chance of the fight going well.
So the other side of the coin is that being high health for the next split, or the next 2 splits, is generally much worse than being lower health. Having Torrent for this route definitely makes it a little more consistent, and especially having Torrent for the split after is much better than not having Torrent. Obviously, it's safer to just win the fight. So yeah, so confusion into hit kick is obviously nice, but the lower you can get entering the split, the better.
Yeah.
Okay, so Wanley went for the run into bike, which I don't necessarily think is, unless you're 100% confident in it, it's better to just do the bag manip, which he ended up doing anyways. But you don't want to hit, you do not want to hit that hiker. He has 2 Pokemon, lose your time gone.
It's like, it's just a huge time waste, especially when you can pretty consistently pass him anyways with just one bag manip.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of optional passes in this run, and obviously there's 2 ways of doing them. You can do them the fast way. If you're 100% confident in your movement, you can do them the fast way, because there is consistent ways to do them fast. or you can do them the safe, slow way. And again, you gotta factor in that these runners have some nerves going. So even if you're super confident in like a spinner pass, messing it up definitely can happen on a tourney race. So I personally think the best thing to do is with all the spinner passes is just make sure you don't hit them by any means necessary. Because it's just an easy way to lose time if you hit them. Obviously, top end for like any percent runs, you generally want to try to go for the fastest possible pass, unless your run is like godlike or something.
Yeah, but there's enough. I mean, there's enough RNG in this game that you can lose a lot of time through basically no fault of your own. So losing time just because you messed up a pass or something else there's no reason to really do that, to even just risk it.
Well, it looks like Pickle is frozen again, so yeah. I guess we'll get back to him in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, LoveSick is just about to be starting the Surge Gym right now.
So this split, I mean, it's really funny, but like, there's a lot of splits in this run that are pretty bad. This split, the one that we're on now with Juanly and Pickle, is up there for being bad as well. Once you get past this split, it becomes a little bit more consistent, outside of dying to 1 or 2 fights. But this split basically requires you to hit Mega Kick, and if you don't, then you get statused. So you can lose a ton of time on this split. It's pretty hard to die on this split playing safe, but again, Mega Kick is 75%, and so with this fight with Martha, if Juanly misses the kick, you know, you can get Sleep Powder, Poison Powder. You know, this Bulbasaur has 2 status moves. So Juanly got both kick hits on Martha, which is really, really good. Basically, in any percent attempts, once you're past this fight on pace, it's kind of a sigh of relief. Because you've gotten past a lot of the variants, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for at least another probably 10 or more minutes, things are pretty consistent. It just you have to hit 1, maybe 2 more kicks, but until about for at least another 10+ minutes, you're it's smooth sailing as long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and not messing anything up.
So one thing to note as well about Rock Tunnel is, if you notice, it's pretty dark. You don't pick up flash for obvious reasons. You have enough light to see your character, and even if you couldn't see your character, you would never get flash because it's just super slow. And I'm pretty sure getting flash requires you to catch Pokemon, so all these runners have played enough to know how to do the movement basically in the dark. You basically just have to memorize it. So, but it can be kind of scary because there's a lot of trainers you can hit on this split if your movement is slightly off. So like I said, it can be a little scary, but these guys have done this split hundreds of times. So the only fear would be if they got nervous and, you know, their thumb slipped, and then that there's a good chance, but you can play it pretty safe to not get hit by stuff.
Yeah, we got Pickle back here on the Martha fight. Already haven't missed 1 kick, and LoveSick now past Surge. So I don't know if you noticed, but all 3 of our runners got middle cans.
Yeah, cans were pretty bad. I mean, Juanly had 4 resets because he accidentally hit the optional in the gym, which is pretty slow. But yeah, so the problem with Charizard is Charizard has a lot of potential, but you have to hit a lot more Mega Kicks. You have to hit a lot more lower accuracy moves. So there's a lot more variance in the Charmander route. But if you just hit everything, it can get a decent time for sure.
the main benefit of the Charmander route is just at level 34 you learn Flamethrower, and Flamethrower just like you just run through everything for quite a bit until like Lorelei usually. Like E4 as a whole is can be really suspect, but like until then you get a lot of benefit from just running Flamethrower.
Yeah, but again, there's a reason why, at least on the leaderboard, like majority of runs are with Squirtle, for a few reasons. Obviously, there's torrents. Abusing torrent throughout the run is insanely fast. But the other move that's like super low key but insanely good is the move Bite, because Bite has a chance to flinch, and if you flinch at certain times in the run, you can save minutes. So Bite is super good, especially for the Elite Four as well, Lorelei specifically.
Yeah, unfortunately, Charmander doesn't get a move that good. Like he gets Metal Claw, which helps him. Because like if you didn't get Metal Claw, I don't think anyone would run Charmander because getting past Brock alone would be insanely difficult. But it just doesn't have a ton of utility.
Yeah, like a Charmander run could get a decent time. You know, people have said that it's 203 is definitely possible with Charmander, but again, you're purposely running something that's slower. It's like, why? Unless you like it, obviously you can do whatever you want if you like it, right? But running something that's slower, purposely slower, is not what a lot of speedrunners are gonna do.
Yeah, if your goal is to get the best possible time for this game, like, you're gonna be running Squirtle.
So Wanley had a pretty good rock tunnel split. I think I'm pretty sure he hit all of his kicks, right? Because the two biggest components of that split are Alicia, which has the two Bulbasaur, or two Oddishes, and then Martha, which has the Oddish and the Bulbasaur.
Yeah.
So getting past that split without getting, you know, poisoned or put to sleep. I mean, it's this split kills the rock tunnel split kills a lot of runs. Let's just put it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even if it doesn't explicitly kill your run, you can lose just a ton of time, and it becomes a run that's just not that you can't save anymore.
So now that well, it's Wanley specifically. So Pickle's almost out of the rock tunnel split. He got a little bit more trolled than Wanley did. The Giovanni split is pretty consistent. I mean, the two biggest things on the Giovanni split is two Pokemon that you have to fight. One being Arbok.
Oh no!
Oh no! He hit an optional.
Yeah, he hit that.
Oh, she has 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, that's like definitely one of the really bad optionals to hit.
So
unfortunately, he's able to bite everything, but that loses a solid minute.
So that's why, like, you unless you're 100% confident, you take that section of the run pretty slow. Like, you should probably take it pretty slowly because, again, you're one tile off of hitting both of those picnickers. So you got to be really careful. And again, it's one of those things where, like, generally hitting optionals is not going to kill your run. I mean, there's a few optionals that will actually just kill you. But they just lose you a ton of time, so... Yeah,
I mean, he was kind of on Wanley's tail. He was a bit behind, but now he's, like, quite a bit behind.
Yeah, now he's... and again, anything can happen. The next big thing that can... You know, you can die to or lose a lot of time. You can lose a lot of time to Koga, Erica, and then... You can obviously die on the next 2 rival fights, although it's basically only 7% to die to both of those fights. And then obviously E4 has a lot of variance, but it's pretty hard to catch up in general after the rock tunnel split, because again, there's just not as much variance. A lot of it is more straightforward.
Yeah, but the main thing right here that I noticed is, oh my god, Pickle almost died
Oh,
to that fight.
jeez. Okay.
He's in good torrent now, which is very good for the because it can make the Giovanni fight slightly less troll, and you save some time.
Well, you're missing something, G Shark. He's in quick attack range, so yeah, he has to
Yeah,
heal.
he does have to heal.
Unfortunately.
But Wanli also is in pretty high health, so that's kind of spells some bad news for the fight after Giovanni, which is the upcoming. It's the Lavender Tower rival fights, and there's again 2 different strats for that. One involves using X accuracy, or sorry, X attack, and then setting up kick, which is generally the preferred strat, but if you're at like a higher health or you're out of kicks, you have to do the X special strat, which can be a bit less consistent.
Yeah, we can go in more detail when they get there as well. But yeah, health management is really important here. So before when I was talking before, the 2 Pokemon you have to worry about on this split are Arbok, which is a range with Torrent, and then the Kangaskhan that Giovanni has. So the Arbok can poison you, it can paralyze you, it can lose you time. And then the Kangaskhan, again, it's a 3-shot without Torrent, and a pretty likely 2-shot with Torrent. But getting Torrent for the Kangaskhan is pretty hard to do. Obviously, Wanli's not even close to Torrent, because you have to evolve and you get a bunch of health, so...
Yeah, it's usually about 14 or 15 health, and then with the strat that both of them are doing, you rare candy twice right before the fight, in addition to the level up that you get right after this fight that Wanli's doing. So you get 3 level ups plus evolution, so that's usually like around 25 health. So for you to be still in torrents after that, you'd have to be at like around like 10-ish health before you, like, when you're starting this fight. So which obviously puts you in like a bad range.
And again, something to consider as well is like, you can't be too low, again, because if you're in range to die to quick attack from the Raticate in the game corner, then you pretty much are going to want to heal. Other things to consider is again, the Arbok has Poison Sting, so if you're dead to Poison Sting poison, then that's obviously not optimal as well. So Wanli got through the Arbok, it used Leer, which does nothing, which is good. And again, getting paralyzed or poisoned isn't the end of the world, but it's just pretty slow. One of the issues, again, because you want to be at a specific health, you basically want to be around 44 HP after Giovanni, and you can obviously potion or into that health or super potion. Well, if you're like super low, you get super potion, but you want to go for the Mega Kick strat, which we'll talk about when we get there. But at the moment, Wanli is a little too high health, so because again, Giovanni, what he does is random. The AI for Giovanni 1 doesn't follow the same AI as like gym leaders or rival fights, so this Kangaskhan has a lot of different moves that are just completely, and whether he uses them or not are just completely random. So I think the best situation for Wanli would be Tail Whip into Mega Punch. Would be really good here.
Tail Whip, Mega Punch, or like, I think Bite Mega Punch might do enough. Mega Punch might do a little bit too much. Fake Out Mega Punch.
So Fake Out is usually good if he Fake Outs you. Ooh, crit. Wow. Wanli's wow. That's perfect. That's actually a sick fight. Wow.
That is insanely lucky. That was the best that fight could have gone.
That was insanely lucky. Critting there, and then also getting Mega Punch after Fake Out. So Wanli's at like a really good health right now. One of the things, so I mean, we can talk about the strat as well, is like when you get to this point in the run, you have to decide what strat you're doing, because one strat requires you to buy specific X items, and the other strat requires you to buy other X items. The consistent strat is the Mega Kick strat with X accuracy and X attack. Previously, runners would do the X spec strat, which is way less consistent and has a chance for you to die as well. So it's obviously really good for Juanly that he's able to do the Mega Kick strat. Another factor in Mega Kick strat is you need at least 2 Mega Kicks for that fight. So if you miss a bunch of kicks on the previous split, then you might just be forced into doing it.
Yeah, it's like being forced into it is not always ideal. It's better if you have high health, but if you have like low health and you're forced into it, it can be super sketch. On another note though, Lovesick now at level 34, he's finally got Flamethrower, meaning he is a real Pokemon now. He's got quite a bit of firepower on this Charmeleon, and it's going to be a lot more smooth sailing from here. It's still not going to be perfect, but it makes things a lot better. I'm pretty sure you're using a lot fewer Mega Punches and Mega Kicks here, and Flamethrower, while it doesn't have a ton of PP, you will definitely be relying on it because of just how useful it is.
So if you can see Juanly's getting Fly, which obviously makes the run pretty fast. The other thing to note with Fly is that if you happen to die on a fight you haven't saved on, you can just fly back to the location if it's reasonable to fly back to the location where you died. Whereas when you don't have Fly, it'll teleport you to the previous Pokemon Center, which could just be way out of range of walking to, obviously, or biking to. So, Juanly is saving here, which is, again, the chance of dying to this fight is really unlikely, like super, super unlikely. But it's obviously safe to do this. Generally, runners are going to save on fights that require X item setup, because if you happen to die, reviving doesn't necessarily work, because you don't technically have the setup turns or the items to set up again. So right now, I think even if he gets crit, he's fine. Yeah. So at the moment, the only way Juanly dies here is from a 1% Mega Kick. Because X accuracy with Mega Kick is 99% chance to hit. 1% Mega Kick miss, it only happens on this fight, is pretty unlikely. I've never seen it, but a lot of people have. I guess it's kind of memey in the tournament as well. But he hit both, which is good. But yeah, saving is obviously good.
If you have extra Mega Kicks, you can go for a Mega Kick on the Growlithe and the Kadabra upcoming. It's faster just in the sense that you don't have to move the cursor at all. You are risking the 1%, but I can only think of once ever that I've seen anyone ever get punished for going for an extra kick there.
Yeah, I mean, it's generally correct to kick because, again, the thing to understand is, like, it's better and faster. Whenever you trying to avoid super effective text is obviously going to be faster overall.
Yeah, because every time you get either a super effective or critical hit or not very effective, it's about like 1.5 to 2 seconds. And granted, some critical hits are like important. Some super effective moves are necessary to use, but if you do it, like if you can kill with Bite there instead of using Water Gun or Water Pulse, then you're just saving that extra 1.5 to 2 seconds. Same with like crit. If you crit something that you normally one-shot anyways, that's just time loss, and that can really add up over the course of a 2-hour run.
So if you see there, Juanly passed another optional trainer, and again, there's 2 ways to pass this optional trainer. There is a consistent way to do it that's faster than what he did, but again, it's one of those things that if you are slightly off, you're going to get hit. So there's a chance for you to get hit. So again, I approve of going for safest possible passes in a race setting, because again, you really just The biggest thing for a race is you really don't want to hit optionals. It's just time loss that you just really just don't want, because it's already going to be slower, and if you die, it's even worse. So that it's safe to do it that way.
Wow,
but runners obviously have the choice, for sure.
LoveSick is making me kind of jealous right now. He's going straight into Erica. He's got Blaze, and he got Blaze and Flamethrower, so I'm pretty sure there's like 0 risk here.
Yeah, the Squirtle runners are going to have to do Erica basically second to last. The Erica fight is basically reliant on hitting one Blizzard, because we'll get Blizzard in a little bit. But yeah, Erica can definitely kill a lot of runs too, especially, and it's super far in, so it definitely sucks. But
yeah, so for anyone that doesn't really know, like FireRed, LeafGreen, or the original Red and Blue as well, right after you get to Rock Tunnel, everything opens up. You can go to basically like 4 or 5 different cities, and you have so much more freedom with how you do things. And this, like, you can really start to see the differences in the Charmander versus the Squirtle route, because there are things that already were done in a like slightly different order. Like the Surge fight and the Misty fight were done in slightly different orders, but right now, like, the rest of the gems are going to be done in a pretty significantly different order because of like type advantage, for example.
One thing to note about Pickle as well is Pickle, Juanly's in kind of a consistent part of the run right now, so he's not really in any danger outside of Quick Attack Critical, which is pretty unlikely. But one thing to note is Pickle went for the Mega Kick strat at a health that was decently high. So if you see on his screen, he's going to try to stall here to get Thrash, because he doesn't have Torrent. So he has it now, which is good.
Yeah.
I don't think he meant to Water Gun twice. No, he definitely didn't. But yeah, so stalling on the Gyarados is pretty consistent. It's going to do the same amount.
Usually you want to be on that Gyarados. You want to be like 28, 29ish health by the time you kill that Gyarados, and before, not counting the level up. But being at 30, you're usually just like 1 health out of that perfect range, because it sets up for being at a very, very specific range for Koga. And being at perfect health for Koga saves a lot of time and a lot of risk.
30 may have been too high health. I mean, it's close. It depends on level ups again. It would have been pretty close. I think it probably would have been perfect Torrent for the Weezing, maybe like actually perfect. But obviously that's less optimal. Being lower is generally better. Because again, you want Torrent for Koga and Blaine and Erica, so that keeping that health is pretty hard to do. So Wanley has a chance on both these rats to get Quick Attack, which isn't gonna help him, I don't think. Wanley's at 24, which means it's just gonna be Oranberry. Because again, you want to be outside of sludge range for both the Muck and the Weezing. So if you're in range, again, they're not guaranteed 1-shots or 2-shot, or they're not guaranteed 1-shots either Pokemon. So if you're in range of sludge, you're gonna get sludge, and sludge can kill you if it poisons you. So. Because again, that's one thing to note. It's probably been said, but again, if you're in a gym leader or like one of the rival fights, the AI changes compared to normal trainers. Normal trainers are going to be completely random, but with the AI, it has a set amount of damage that the moves are going to do, and if your health happens to be in that set amount of damage, it'll always use that move. For example, if Sludge does 31 to 34 and you're at 31, you're always going to see Sludge 100% of the time. That's why you need to be right outside those ranges to ensure that you aren't guaranteed to get those damaging moves. Now you can still get them, but it won't be guaranteed.
Yeah, and right here, so looking at the ranges, looks like for Wanli, Muck will be at a like 28 to 33 range for Sludge, and then he's gonna get a level up right after Muck. So he'll be, I think, an additional either +3 or +4, and then the Wheezing range is gonna be 31 to 37.
All right, so Wanli going for the biker pass there, the safe double bag manip. Historically, you'll see a double bag manip from the top hiker, or the top biker, because the bottom one has a chance to look left, which will screw you up. But he got past it. That's the biggest thing. Again, you don't want to hit optionals at all. I think so. I think Wanli's at good at health. I know unless Pickle gets quick attack, Pickle is perfect health as well for Oranberry. So they're both pretty good.
I think he might need to Oranberry.
Yeah, he will. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's gonna be high torrent, so I'm pretty sure he's still gonna have torrent for 40. I think he's gaining 9, so he's at what was he at? He was at 20, right?
No, he's at 24.
24, yeah, 34.
And he's gonna be gaining 6 from here.
He's at 38, right?
Yeah, so he'll be 39 and 40. He'll be gaining, I think, either 3 and 3 or 2 and 4 usually.
My notes say 2 and 4, so.
Okay, that's what mine say. Yeah.
What's with the copy pastas? So much spam, dude.
Hey man, you can be a fan of Mockwing.
But yeah, Wanli has a pretty significant lead at the moment.
Yeah, I would say like solid, probably like 4-minute lead over Pickle. Maybe a tiny bit less, but
yeah, it's hard to say. I don't know exactly. But anything can happen on Koga. But again, Koga's one of those fights where like going in with the revive is generally pretty safe. Because you can just revive and come back and then it'll basically die. So obviously he's still gonna save even with the revive, but
yeah,
and going into Koga with the revive is definitely your chance of losing the run is pretty unlikely. You'll lose time if you die, but
you can still. So what'll generally happen, where you would need the revive, is like you'll get through the first coughing, you'll 2-shot the Muck, you'll get the second coughing, and then for the wheezing, if you're in torrent, you'll go for the range, which will be 6 out of 16. And if you hit the range, you're fine. If you miss the range, he'll sludge you. Hopefully you don't die, but if you do die, then you'll get the revive and you'll be at like half health. So you'll need to surf him twice to guarantee the kill. But the thing about that is he can still have 1 turn to sludge you, and if that sludge crits, then you're dead. So you're really only risking a crit, which isn't super...
Well, you're risking poison too.
You are risking poison.
Anytime you get poison at all on Koga is basically a death. But again, the AI can be weird. I mean, one thing to note that he didn't mention is that the Muck can actually use Sludge. It usually won't. The Muck likes to set up Minimize or Acid Armor. It's going to prioritize like setup moves, but occasionally it'll like to use Sludge. And if it sludges you, poison you, you die. But worse, if it sludges you and doesn't poison you, then it forces you to have to heal. So I approve of Wanli not saving here. Again, with the revive, you're generally going to be pretty safe to not lose the run. And again, even if he dies, then he just has to fly back to Fuchsia and enter the gym again, which is going to be slow. All right, so yeah, so Muck set up its Minimize. So yeah, if you miss a surf there, he's gonna sludge after minimize pretty much. But
Yeah, but the thing about minimize versus acid armor, minimize it's similar to double team, makes it less likely for you to hit. So you're 75% to hit the surf after one minimize. If he does acid armor, you're chilling, you're fine, because acid armor only raises defense. You're using a special defense move. He's basically just wasting his turn.
all right, so one thing to know. All right, so Wanley did win the fight. One thing to know is there's a few ways to do the Wheezing fights. Again, you can go for the range, which if you get it, it's really fast. The other option is to use the move Bite into Surf, which guarantees the range. But the only problem with that is you risk the chance of it poisoning you with Sludge, which again kills you. But specifically, what you do on that fight is all based on what your health is. So Wanley did the correct thing. Bite into Surf is correct there. The main reason being is that Wanley doesn't have Torrent for 41, and you need Torrent for Blaine. So Bite Surf was correct there. Not going for the range was correct. So now Wanley is super low, which is great. He's gonna have Torrent for Blaine and Erica, which is what you want. So yeah, Wanley's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, that fight went about as well as it can go. The only thing that he could have gone for the range and gotten the range, which would have been faster, but then he would actually not be in Torrent for Blaine.
Yeah,
which actually ends up being
it's way worse. Yeah,
it's worse because it's not exactly slower, but it's a lot riskier.
Yeah, so basically the other option, if he decides to go for the range, again, the range is low, right? You know, it's like around 40%. So like you don't, or like 35 to 40%. So you don't really like going for it. Obviously top end, it's the fastest. The problem with going for the range and getting it, not having Torrent for 41, is it requires you to set up an X special for the next fight. And what basically you're setting it up on a Growlithe. And the Growlithe has Takedown and Fire Blast, so getting burned kills your run, or getting takedown or getting crit kills your run. So generally, you don't want to try to set up X items on the Blaine fight. You want to just go in. The other factor with as well is you have to outspeed in the Blaine fight. When you have enough speed, you don't have to use an X speed, but if you happen to not have enough, then you're going to have to set it up. And again, that Growlithe can just troll you and kill your run. So that's why most runners you see are going to try to get Squirtles that are in the 29 to 31 speed range. Because anything under that, you're just increasing the chance, the variance to dying. So
yeah, and the other thing too is if you're in Torrent and you outspeed, you're 100. The fight literally can't go wrong. You outspeed and one shot everything. So unless you pick the wrong move by accident, you're 100% good. You don't even need to save. So having that just absolute guarantee that nothing can go wrong is so nice.
One thing to know is the other thing is that runners are gonna pick up the Carbos a lot of the time, which is an item in Mansion. Basically on this specific speed for both Wanley and Pickle. I don't know if Pickle got early bubble, but basically the Carbos is for the Sabrina fight. You want to try to outspeed the Alakazam, because if you don't, you have to do an X speed setup on a previous Pokemon, which can be, kind of risky. So generally, this speed with getting Carbos reduces the chance of you losing your run to either Blaine or Sabrina. So runners are always going to get Carbos here. For the most part, on this specific speed. All right, so Pickle's on Koga now. Let's see how that goes. He has good health. He should be out of range of Sludge. He's probably going to go for the range here, if I had to guess. Yeah, he is going for it.
He might be slightly in range.
No, not with. Yeah, no, not with Rash. So he did 32.
That was like 34 max roll.
Let me check it. Or maybe I'm wrong. Okay, he was 28 to 33, and he was at 32. Oh, was he at 33 or 32?
He was at 33. It did 32.
Okay, yeah. So
damage,
that's one of those hard situations where he was in range to technically die. Oh, it's 28 to 34. He was in range to die to sludge, but you can't necessarily. There's not necessarily anything you can do about that. Especially with the revive, if you're in range to die to sludge, you basically have to go for the range, and if you miss it, then yeah, you can die to actual sludge damage. He didn't die there, which is great, and he didn't get poisoned, which is nice. But yeah, that's an impossible situation to be in because there's just nothing you can do. You could heal before the Koga fight, but that'll take you out of Torrent, and then it just gets really messy. So with the revive, that's definitely the correct play. Obviously, you'd like to get the range, but it's not very likely. So
yeah, 'cause even if you heal, you're then risking the poison as well. So you could still die. And all you did was waste time on healing beforehand. It's in the long run really not worth it, especially when you're trying to catch up in a race.
You always want Torrent for Koga. You can do it without Torrent, but yeah. So something to note with Juanly is when Bill comes up to you to talk to you, if you say yes to him, it basically teleports you to a different area of the game. So it's kind of a meme, but you have to say no to Bill, and most runners won't even press the A button on when they're talking to him, because if you accidentally press A, your run is over, your run dies.
Yeah, it's probably the most harmful thing to happen to your run. Like you could get on the E4 all the way up to Lance, not have saved on anything, die to Lance, and you would still lose less time than if you had said yes to Bill.
Ooh, Pickle risking that optional there. That was not safe. The optional that he ran past can look right there, so but he just went, so he didn't get hit, which is good. But generally a bag manip, or you can even start flash there to try to not get hit by that. But yeah, I mean, and again, when it comes to the saying yes to Bill, or wanting to say no to Bill, it's when we say the run dies, I don't mean like you lose a lot of time. I mean like it's not recoverable, because you have to do a bunch of stuff on the islands, and I mean, we're talking like, I don't even know how long it would take. We're talking like 30 to 40 minutes. Like there's just you wouldn't be able to. You'd have to forfeit. So
yeah, I think it's probably only like maybe 15. Because you can
maybe
you can do it pretty quickly if you're not like
in a race setting. You're screwed though.
Yeah, if you're doing a no reset run, then you're just it's not possible.
There's a really funny clip. I don't know if anyone's seen it before, but it's a Gunner Maniac clip when he was first playing this game, where he accidentally says yes to Bill, and he doesn't know what happens, so he tries to escape the islands. It's hilarious if you haven't seen it, but yeah, you cannot. So that's why it's kind of a meme. So you cannot say yes to Bill. So Juanly's now is one fight away from doing the Erica fight. It's also another meme. Juanly has had pretty bad luck with Erica in races. And I can link you the clip at some point, Matic. It's a YouTube video, but so yeah, so this fight is basically hit one blizzard. That's all you have to do. Blizzard 70%, hit the one blizzard, you're fine. Now, if you miss the blizzard, the Vileplume is going to stun spore you, and then Giga Drain you. So this fight is basically like, if you don't hit two blizzards, then you can just die.
Yeah, and
oh, you hit it. Nice.
Yeah, that saves a lot of time and headache. But you also the other thing to consider is, if you're not in Torrent, you can't do what he did and surf the Victory Bell. You have to blizzard that as well. So you have to hit two blizzards, and if you miss either one, they'll both stun spore and then Giga Drain you. So
Yeah.
it's pretty dangerous if you're not in torrents.
So the safety strat, which Wanley didn't actually go for, there is another strat to do Erica that's a lot more consistent. If you have 2 surfs, you can use an X special on Tangela as long as you're not in range of Giga Drain. So you obviously can't be too low, but Tangela Giga Drain doesn't do that much, and when you're not in range of Giga Drain, it's not gonna kill you. So, but using an X spec on the Tangela is gonna be slower, but it allows you to use Surf with Torrent instead of trying to hit Blizzard instead. So, a lot of runners are gonna. Wanley didn't do it here, but a lot of runners will definitely do the X spec strat. Because it allows you to not have to hit a 70% Blizzard, because a lot of runs have been lost to missing Blizzard.
Alright, so I checked the timestamps. Pickle's just under about 5 minutes behind Wanley right now.
Sunny Day is required for the Charmander run to finish the game.
Yeah,
mostly for E4, I believe.
I'm pretty sure mostly for E4, but the fact that it boosts your fire type moves, and for I'm pretty sure Lorelei, it'll get rid of hail and it'll weaken any water type moves that she'll use. It's just absolutely crucial.
Yeah, because Lorelei has all water and ice Pokemon, so you and if you're a fire type, yeah, you can't necessarily survive that fight without doing that. So
yeah, on paper, fire beats ice, but four of her Pokemon are water, and only 3 of them are half ice as well.
One thing to note as well before we get into this this next rival fight is there was another optional pass that Wanley did. That if you hit, it's the scientist that walks around. If you hit him, you pretty much die as well. He has 4 Pokemon and they're all like Magneton and stuff. So you always want to take that super safe. The safest would being Bagmanip. So you see Wanley saved for this fight. This is Sylph Rival. The only real way to get trolled on Sylph Rival is missing. Wait, did he just screw up? Oh no, he accuracy first. Never mind.
Yeah.
The only way to really die on this fight is you missing an X accuracy Blizzard, which is 93%. So he has a 7% chance to die here, which is why he saves. Now you wouldn't think you'd have to save for 7%, but you do, because dying here with all the X items you set up, it's really bad. So I would say this fight and for the next rival fight are definitely the 2 most frustrating fights to die to in a race, because again, they're generally going to be around 7% to die. So it really sucks when you miss the 93% Blizzard.
Yeah,
but you have to do it though. So
yeah. There's nothing you can do about it. You just have to kind of suck it up. Okay, I got hit by the Blizzard. That sucks, but you got to keep going, and it's just obnoxious.
Now you're probably thinking that you could set up 2 X accuracies to guarantee that Blizzard hits. The problem is that when you set up too many turns on that Pidgeotto, it'll do weird things. It'll whirlwind you, so you can only set up 3, because getting whirlwinded after setting up X items is basically a death. So yeah, there's a few points in the run. Hit rate after X Ack is guaranteed. It's just after 1, it's only 93%. So so if you saw earlier, Wanley bought extra X items, because for the Viridian rival fight, he's going to set up 2 X accuracies. Or maybe I'm mistaken. I think it's +3 special attack where you get whirlwinds, but generally you're not going to play around a 93% chance.
So Nomadic, so X accuracy, it'll have different accuracies after the X accuracy buff, depending on what the original accuracy of the move was. So like for Blizzard, it's a 70% accuracy. You use 1 X accuracy, it becomes 93. when we X accuracy and use Mega Kick, it becomes 99%. I don't know exactly the math behind it, but it depends. I'm assuming anything after like 80 plus accuracy would be 100% after 1x accuracy.
Yeah, so in Gen 1, there's strats to get around having to use Blizzard, which is Ice Beam strats. The problem with this game is you cannot really get Ice Beam fast because it's only in the game corner, and you need a ton of money to buy it. So with tokens, but if you could, it would make a lot of the fights way more consistent, except for like at the very end. Then you kind of sort of need Blizzard. But yeah, hitting Blizzard definitely sucks. Okay, so Wanley missed the Kangaskhan range, which is interesting.
That is a 13 out of 16 range. You generally don't worry about that. You generally won't have to worry about that too much, but definitely a lot of people still will worry about that because even a 13 out of 16 range, just missing that, it can spell trouble sometimes.
Well, one thing to note too with that is that like if you happen to be low enough to the point where Giovanni's Kangaskhan Mega Punch does kill you, missing the range into Mega Punch, you can die there.
Yeah.
Or if you get crit by Mega Punch, but that's a pretty unlikely death. The problem with it is like that's only going to really happen if you're like super low torrent or super bad defense, because generally you're going to be around 30 to 40 health at this part of the run, unless you get crit. So
yeah, and again with like Sabrina can be a scary fight only if you have to set up on her with either an X speed or X special or both sometimes. But Juanly is at a high enough speed, IV, and use the Carbos, so he is going to outspeed everything. He is in torrent, so he's going to one-shot everything.
Yeah. So one thing to note with PicklePlop is that he decided to not save for this rival fight, which considering that he's behind, I definitely think it's a good play. Because again, you only die to 7% Blizzard miss. Yeah, Wanley wiped on Surge. He didn't die, but he reset because it was really bad.
It was Thunderwave plus like 3 or 4 double teams, so there's...
Oh, he missed! Pickle missed! Oh, he's dead!
No.
Oh, no, dude. And that's why
so
you
bad.
save. Oh, that sucks.
He does have the revive here, but he's not getting those X items back.
Okay, so what do you do here?
I
don't
would
know.
say you do 1 X accuracy or 1 X special, and then just go for the full Blizzard and bite full Blizzard.
Yeah, he has extra items here, but you wouldn't accuracy here.
No, you would. Yeah, you. Is he
He's gonna have to heal again. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is bad. I would almost use the full restore. Well, actually, no, never mind. That's too bad. Oh, this is really bad. He's gonna be looped for a little bit. Yeah, PicklePlop is in quite a bit of trouble, friends. Okay, he got bite. That's fine, but yeah, bite into Blizzard should be. Yeah, I don't think bite is. He's thinking about it.
He wants to take more damage.
Yeah, that's fair.
Being torrent. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, but it's very unfortunate. I honestly approve of Pickle not saving, especially if you only are gonna qualify if you win. Yeah, not saving for that fight is not that crazy to do. He just got very unlucky and got the 7% Blizzard miss. So
yeah, that I mean that right there lost him probably like 50 to 60 seconds. Maybe a little less.
I think it may have been more. That was pretty slow. But when that happens to you, when you die, when you save, you just reset and start the fight again. Because again, it's really messy to try to get back torrent and also, yeah, that was a weird situation for sure.
So in the situation that you come out of that fight without enough torrent, which is it's pretty rare that happens, but it can. you can, I mean, you can do what he did and you try to stall on the Gyarados a little bit, but you can also try to stall on like this fight, because you can either get you can get the Boomerang, or it's kind of hard to stall on the Cubone, but if you are out of Torrent and you Water Pulse the Drowsy, it has the chance to Headbutt and I think still maybe Confusion you, so you can get some decent damage and put you into Torrent there.
Yeah, you basically need Torrent for after Sylph Rival, because you need it for Geo's Gym. You can get damage in Geo's Gym. It's just kind of sketchy.
It's super sketchy.
Like you can get it from the Machoke. Like I did it in a race before. The Machoke just has counter, so if you do too much damage to it, it can kill you with counter if your health is at a weird like 60 or 70. But
wait, can it still count? Because all your moves are special. It can still use counter.
Or revenge, not counter. Sorry.
Oh,
revenge.
okay.
Yeah, it does have revenge, but as long as you don't die to it, it's fine. But yeah, majority of the time, you're always gonna have Torrent here. If you happen to not have Torrent, it's incredibly awkward. So, ooh, Pickle got okay. If Pickle misses the range here, he can die. Okay.
That's actually almost better because he's not gonna have. He's now in like more. I guess he was still kind of already guaranteed Torrent, but
yeah. So
he's got extra Torrent now.
Wanley's on the final Giovanni fights, and the whole Giovanni split, getting the last gym badge with Torrent is the most straightforward. Like there's nothing bad that can happen to you. The only way you lose time having Torrent on that split is getting critical hits, which are just going to be slow. But with Torrent, everything dies. So it's probably the most boring split in the run, where there's basically no variance outside of criticals.
Yeah.
Unless you don't have Torrent, then it's like kind of messy. But you're gonna have Torrent a lot. It's very unlikely to not have Torrent. Revenge crit, that's hilarious. Yeah.
All right, so yeah, something to note. Lovesick still is pretty far behind right now. He's just getting into Koga right now. He won't have to do the what's it called? He won't have to do Erica because he did that already, and he already did Sylph. The Sylph.
Lovesick's died a few dimes, so
he
yeah.
Died a few times, yeah.
Wanley did some pretty funny biker movement there. I've actually never seen that. He fell off the ledge on accident. Did he repel? Oh no, he's doing. Did he repel?
He did repel.
So there's two ways to do repel strats for this split. One requires more perfect movement to not get an encounter, and the other one is slower because it requires you to menu again. But he did the faster one. So again, this is another fight where again you have to hit a 93% Blizzard. As Mild here, he's probably, I don't think he's in Razor Leaf range. I could be wrong.
No, I'm fairly certain he is.
Let me check. Mild 20. It says 67 to 77, so he's in range, but he wouldn't be guaranteed to die to it. He wouldn't even be guaranteed to get it, so
yeah, it's kind of weird because you generally end up barely in range because either you're mild and you take more damage from the Pidgeot, but then you have a lower range for the Venusaur, or you're rash and you take less damage from the Pidgeot, but then you're in a higher range for the Venusaur, or you're modest with high both and you're not often in range. But it's not something you usually have to worry about anyways, because you just want to hit the Blizzard.
Alright, flinch here is fast for Wanley. That Gyarados doesn't really do anything. It can set up rain dance, which is kind of slow, but you save time not having to X speed. So, so you have to X speed here generally, unless you get rain dance. Reason being is you get outsped by the Alakazam on the next. That's the next Pokemon. And the reason that matters is because if it sets up Calm Mind, unless you're in Torrent for some reason, the Surf's not going to die. So you have to outspeed this thing to kill it in one hit.
Or the rain dance will boost your water type moves, and it will kill through the Calm Mind.
Yeah.
But I still think it ends up being slightly slower on average for rain dance, just because the rain dance tech. It's the same number of turns, but I think the rain dance techs out. Like,
yeah, I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to ask NN or Math Genius. They would probably know. But
even if it is slightly slower, it's like at most I would say like maybe 5 seconds at most, but it's pretty negligible.
Because again, not having to go into the menu X speed. Yeah, it could be. It could be.
Yeah, because you do the X speed, but then you don't. You either see that one move from Growlithe or one move from Alakazam.
But yeah, basically getting flinched there is pretty fast. Not taking damage. I mean, again, it's a theme of this run that you'll see is just Bite is just overpowered. It's a dark special move that can flinch. It works perfectly with how much special attack you have running plus special attack nature, and then yeah, anytime there's so many flinches in the run that are insanely good and save you like 10 to 15 seconds that it makes a big deal. So.
Yeah, but we also we grabbed the black glasses. It's really only from
that too, yeah.
Fight. But if we didn't have bites, this run would be probably like 20 minutes slower.
Yeah, well, getting past, I don't necessarily know what you would do to get past Lorelei without bite. The only other move you have is strength. You'd probably have to set up like 4 X attacks or something. I don't even know. It would be. I don't even know. You wouldn't be able to do it.
Honestly, I think you'd probably keep you might keep Mega Kick, which would be that would be the worst thing. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that'd be really interesting to think about. But yeah, you basically would have to probably X attack, X accuracy, and like Mega Kick the Mega Kick Lorelei. So Wanli is in Victory Road, which again is pretty straightforward. There's a lot of optionals in Victory Road, but they're pretty easy to avoid unless you completely mess up your movement. But the key for running fast repel strat, which is what Wanli does, you don't want to make any movements that are not going in the correct direction. Which can happen when you're pushing the boulder if you slip, or you do one movement in the wrong direction. It increases the chance of you getting an encounter leaving. Whereas with the safe repel strat, you're not going to get an encounter. You can get it in the beginning with the grass before the rival fight, but and then it makes it so that you're not going to get it here, but. His movements look pretty good so far.
Pickle didn't save for that fight. He's not saving for this one either.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I don't think it's that crazy. Again, the thing to understand is obviously Wanli has quite a big lead, and unless he dies multiple times, it's going to be pretty unlikely for Pickle to catch up. But I think Pickle wants to what he wants to do is he wants a good time to finish with, because again, he can still qualify on time.
Yeah.
And again, you never know. I'm not going to call it too early, but because again, anything can happen on E4. I mean, Wanli could. The biggest thing that could happen to Wanli is body slam crit from Lorelei. The Lorelei fight is insanely slow, and if you happen to die at the very end, you lose a ton of time. So.
All right, and yeah, we have Wanli just about to start E4. We've got Lovesick.
Oh, he missed the blizzard here, dude. Poor Pickle, man. Actually getting the worst luck ever, man. You hate to see it.
Insane. 'Cause he just has to die now and keep.
He missed both 92% blizzards, dude. Oh, that's so sad.
Man,
I mean, well, to be honest with you, in a race, that's the ultimate punish, is getting punished for not saving here. I mean, I approve of it. I 100% approve of not saving for either fight when you're behind, but he got absolutely so screwed because of that. So having fly is nice because he can just fly back there. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty slow. And if he doesn't have extra X items, which I'm pretty sure he bought, so he should be fine.
I'm fairly certain he has some extras. I don't know how many extras exactly, but that's regardless pretty slow. I would definitely save now because if he happens to get screwed,
no,
he's committed.
Okay, so one thing to note. Oh no. Okay, one thing to note. Wanley's on the Lorelei fight. For Lorelei fight, you have to set up 4 X specials.
Oh my god!
Again! What? Dude, oh my god, what is this? 3 times? 3 times? What's funny is he actually hasn't gotten hail yet, which is so he's actually he can get hail here, but into crit. Wow.
That almost makes up the
Dude, what? Double frozen hailless. What in the world? That is so unlikely.
That's such a Wanley thing. I feel like that. It feels like that would happen to Wanley over anyone else.
So one thing to note about what hailless is that dugong has a good chance to use hail each turn you do once you set up, and hail is just really slow because every turn it says you've been hit by hail damage. So hail is really slow, and it's gonna happen a good amount of the time. But on the off chance you happen to not get hail, I mean, it can happen with flinching bite on last turn, or just getting lucky. You save a lot of time not getting hail. So Wanley did get hail list. Double ice beam freeze is quite crazy. It's quite crazy.
1% right there.
Okay, so the issue with here's the problem. So when you're above half, the Lapras likes to use Confuse Ray. Oh, Wanley's getting screwed. He's just gonna go, right? Oh, yeah. Wanley's. Oh my god, dude. So the problem, yeah, this is bad. He's just gonna full restore again. So again, the Lapras has Confuse Ray, which it's gonna use if you're. Yeah, Wanley's getting absolutely screwed. He's gonna run out of full restores almost. Paralyze heal is good here. But yeah, being above half is not good for the Lapras because yeah, Confuse Ray is obviously just bad. And then Body Slam is the other move it's going to use, and if you get Body Slam para, then yeah, you're gonna have, unless you're on last turn, you're gonna have to full restore.
All right, so Pickle got punished for not doing the early Super Repel strats.
Yeah. What an absolute funny fight. Double frozen hailless, double confuse ray, triple paralyze, like body slam paralyzed. Dude, what?
Wanley, oh he's so angry right now.
He's super far ahead, so it's not the end of the world. But
that's
yeah,
just annoying to get.
That was
he's on a pretty good pace right now, anyways.
That fight that you just saw from Wanley is very rare, like beyond rare. Like that's like 1 in 1,000 type fight. Like that is not how that fight goes normally. Okay, I don't approve of this, Wanley. You should not have done. Okay, no, this is bad. Wanley went for guard spec strat here. I don't believe in that. I don't think no. I mean, this is okay. He's just supers on Hitmonchan.
I think does he's mild though. Does Hitmonchan have a chance to? Oh no, he's guard spec.
No, he's in range of Mach Punch, so he has to super here.
But the thing, if he's in range of Rock Tomb and Mach Punch, he can Rock Tomb still.
Well, he still has guard spec up, yeah. So, but yeah, one thing. So there's a Bruno. Basically, the two most complicated fights are gonna be Brock and Bruno are two very complicated fights. There's many ways to do Bruno. That was one way of doing Bruno. And the basic logic behind the guard spec strat is when you have a guard spec set up, the Onyx wants to lower your speed because you're faster than it, so it's gonna try to rock tomb you to lower your speed.
Oh no,
but when
Pickle.
He'll come back. He'll come back.
Yeah.
So the Onyx wants to lower your speed with rock tomb. So when you set up guard spec, your speed cannot get lowered by rock tomb. So in theory it'll keep spamming rock tomb trying to lower your speed, but sometimes it'll decide to use earthquake, and that's what happened there, which is why that strat didn't work, which is why he had the super potion. But he got through it. The other strat is he could have full restored at the very beginning, that's the more common strat. I'm surprised he didn't go for that, to be honest with you. But
the whole point of that strat is both for to get good enough torrent for this fight. So he has torrent. He's gonna level up during this in the middle of the fight, so he wants to have torrent after that level up as well. And so in that case, he only needs to do 1x speed and 1x special, and he'll be able to outspeed and one-shot everything. The problem with Agatha, though, is this Gengar that sets up double teams. And after 2 double teams, that is a 60% chance to hit with Surf. Now it's a 50% chance, and it's just...
yeah, it could just... So this fight, along with Bridge Rival and Koga and Surge, I mean, the chance of you dying is pretty likely. This is bad. The issue here is, again, he's probably gonna reset. I'm guessing after one more surf he's gonna try to reset. Okay, he got it. All right.
So he has just enough. The problem right here is he has just enough to finish this fight, but he will need to do 1 surf on the next fight, and that's before a planned elixir. So I don't know when he.
Oh, he might not have enough. He might not have enough for the. Ooh, no, this is interesting, actually.
He has 3 left, and all 3 are going to be
actually, if he goes for... Oh, he's 31. If he goes for X-Spec strats... Oh, yeah, you could probably bite one of these Pokemon, I think. I don't know exactly what, but what he could also do is, if he goes for the strat, the Lance strat that doesn't use 5 Surfs, he could also just Blizzard the Aerodactyl as well.
Yeah, I guess he could do that.
That's the only thing I can think of, because yeah, you would not want to elixir during the fight. He's going for bite, which is good. Because he knows he needs that surf for Aerodactyl.
Yeah, I mean, even with the 93% Blizzard, risking an extra 7% chance when you don't need to is not worth it. Now we're going into Lance, which is another really annoying fight. E4 is full of annoying fights. So we're gonna be seeing one of 2 strategies. They're either like there's a quote safe strategy and a quote risky strategy. And the risky strategy you can only do at 31 special attack. Because it is...
Well, you can do it at 30, but the range is much less likely. But one thing to note really quick is that, yeah, so like the Squirtles you take have to be 30 special or 31. Lance and then 1 fight in the very beginning of the run are the only instances where 30 versus 31 actually matters. So what you want to not see on this Lance fight, so he's going for riskier Lance. What you don't want to see, what you want to see is flinch, and what you don't want to see is Dragon Rage. Because what he's trying to avoid is getting into Hyper Beam range. That's what he's trying to avoid.
So if he gets...
Oh, it just randomly did it. That's funny. Okay.
Yeah, but that's actually so good, because that's a healless Lance as long as he hits all the Blizzards.
What?
And that's so good.
So one thing to note as well is that him Hyper Beaming there is completely random. He's not guaranteed at all the Hyper Beam. He's not in range at 106 health. So the Gyarados just randomly decided to use that move. It's normally gonna bite or Dragon Rage you. But yeah, miss there is really good because if he got hit there, then he would have had to heal on Aerodactyl. So yeah, when you're going through, so he got the range for Bite Blizzard, which is good.
Yeah,
but yeah,
the range on that Hyper Beam.
Oh, he missed. Ooh, there's Blizzard miss. Okay, Safeguard, that's good.
Yeah, this is why also the quote. This is the quote risky strategy, and it's one of the big benefits of it is you use 4 blizzards instead of 5.
And it's only risky. It's only risky because it makes the Bite Blizzard a range. It's a favored range, but it turns it into a range versus Bite Blizzard on the Gyarados. So, because you can die if you miss the range technically if you're in Hyper Beam range. So that was a pretty good fight. Outside of he missed the Dragonite Blizzard, but he didn't die, so he's good.
That was actually a really good fight, I would say overall. And now he's got one last fight to go, champ fight. Getting
Safeguard there from the Dragonite is definitely luckier. I mean, the Dragonite has other moves that can mess you up, so that was good. Yeah, Heelless Lance is very, very, very good. So if he didn't miss that Blizzard on the Dragonite, that would have been basically a perfect fight, almost. Not having to heal for Hyper Beam, getting a flinch on one of the turns. All right, so we're on the last fight of the run for Wanli. This is a decently straightforward fight outside of getting crit. For the first Pokemon, Pidgeot, it has Sand Attack, so it's gonna want to lower your accuracy with Sand Attack. It has the moves it's gonna use are basically Sand Attack and Aerial Ace. Oh, this is not good. You want to see Sand Attack because you set up a guard spec to prevent your accuracy getting lowered. Wanli's... Is he in range at 40? He's not in range at 47, is he?
He's in range of a crit, but he's not. Oh, okay. That's actually good.
Okay, so this is just...
Oh,
this is this Torrent strats? Ooh. Yeah. Oh, no, this is... this is kind of awkward.
Wow, he went for all 3.
Oh, no, this is okay. I guess you just skip X. Well, he can probably X accuracy on the Gyarados, yeah. So what's nice about this is he gets this when you're in Torrent for the Venusaur at +3, you can actually skip X accuracy here, and you don't have to Blizzard this Venusaur. Oh, so he got growth here, which is.
Wait, why would he?
I would have. Yeah, I would have X-Act there. Ooh. Oh, what is synthesis? What?
I've never seen it use synthesis.
That was a misplay. That was a misplay, I think.
I mean, I was X-accuracy on that turn just to be safe. But,
that was that was a misplay. He should have healed on the Gyarados, not on the Venusaur. I actually didn't know it had synthesis.
That Venusaur absolutely baited him.
Yeah, so basically when you have Torrent and +3 for the Venusaur, Bite into Surf is basically guaranteed. It's a 1 in 256 to miss that Bite into Surf range, which is hilarious if that actually happens. But again, it's one of those things where if Venusaur decides to Solar Beam you when you set up X accuracy, then yeah, you can die if you miss the 93% Blizzard. So yeah, that was a bit of a misplay from Wanli, but it's fine. He didn't die, so it worked out. And basically, Wanli's pretty much out of danger here. I think even Thrash crit into Extreme Speed crit is not enough to kill him. So it should just be over now.
He's good. He's 100% good. Even Extreme Speed crit's not going to kill him. He just surfs and it's over. So that is basically a GG for Wanli.
Yeah, GG's pretty solid run from Wanli for sure.
Lovesick is just out of Victory Road right now. We're still not quite seeing anything from Pickle. Hopefully he comes back soon.
My guess is Pickle's probably on maybe Agatha, if I had to guess, depending on how everything else went.
Yeah, that would make sense. Agatha or like finishing up Bruno.
So yeah, Wanli played pretty good. He had a pretty good race. A 2:08 is a pretty solid time for sure.
Yeah, for a race, absolutely a solid time. He got trolled on a couple of fights for sure, but
yeah,
that's gonna happen.
That was the funniest Lorelei. I've never seen a Lorelei that weird. That was such a weird Lorelei.
That was I'm so glad I saw that.
That was very, very, very rare. Wanley definitely got lucky on Bruno as well. But yeah, Wanley did wipe to Surge. I think he reset Surge. I don't think he died to anything else. So basically one reset, and then pretty decent luck overall. Yeah, 208 is a pretty good time. But yeah, GG's to Wanley. It was a good solid race. Obviously, you can be faster than 208. You know, some really experienced runners have gotten 204, 205, 206. But 208 is a very solid time for the tournament.
What's up, guys?
Hello, Wanley.
Hello.
Hello.
GG's, dude. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Dude, you're Lorelei. You're Lorelei, dude.
But Lorelei was so funny, dude.
I've never seen that. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Halos double frozen? Like, what?
Bro, did you see when I back manip the scientist in Rock Tunnel and I just scrolled up for no reason?
Oh no,
Or
I
not?
missed that.
Oh, not because I'm used to putting the cursor on Nugget, but I saw it earlier and I just scrolled randomly. I was laughing my ass. I was laughing so hard because I was like, oh my god.
Wanley, why did you not do turn 1 full restore strats on Bruno?
I don't know. I just thought Garspec would be better, would be faster, or whatever.
Yeah, but you just got trolled by Earthquake, obviously. But I mean,
Yeah,
you didn't
but
die, which is good.
if I got one rock to miss, or just, I don't know. I was kind of afraid of taking too much damage with Earthquake being mild, and I'm like, this health is for Garspec. I'm like, and I know how to do Garspec strats, so I'm like, ah.
Yeah, it worked out. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously supering on Hitmonchan's kind of sketchy, but it works.
Yeah, I knew Pickle was like way behind, so I'm like, this will be okay.
I don't know if you were watching his run, but he missed both 93% blizzards on the rival fights. Yeah,
Yeah, that
he
was,
got Pickle's poor run, man. He just
Yeah, Pickle was getting destroyed.
Well, he got. I mean, technically, I agree with not saving when you're behind on those fights, but he got omega punished for not saving there.
Yeah.
I mean, even if supposing he had saved on both and like reset immediately, like maybe he would have lost like 1 minute instead of like 2.5 minutes. But
Probably.
like, he
Yeah,
still
not
got
saving
punished.
for those miss. Yeah, it's the total. Those fights, if you don't save for those fights and you die, you lose so much time.
So I really liked your surge reset. That was really smart.
I should have reset earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, after the second water pulse miss, I should have. When I saw Thunder Wave, I should have reset.
Yeah.
But I gave myself another. But
that was your only reset, right?
There
You
was
didn't
no
die.
way.
You didn't die anywhere else, right? Just there. I don't remember.
No, I just didn't have torrent for route 3.
Yeah,
So
right.
I could have done what Macwin did yesterday, reset and do the fight again. Hope I get torrent, but I lost a lot of time to that.
Well, were you considering last strats, the weird last strats there?
No, I wasn't. I'm not gonna do it on a race because I can take too much damage there and die. It's not worth it.
Yeah, but yeah, 27 is not.
It was so bad. It was so bad, bro. But you know.
Yeah, so Pickle's frozen on our screen, so that's why you can't see him.
Yeah, I know. I was
He froze a few times.
I talked to him earlier, and he's local recording. I know that, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you definitely should always be local recording in this case. We'll have to see what his end time was later, but I'm kind of starting to doubt that he's gonna pop up before the run ends. Like, he's probably already on champ.
He is.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, his stream is working fine. It's just the restream needs to be like refreshed, I think.
Oh, okay. That,
Yeah.
Okay, because when I checked earlier, his stream wasn't working. His stream had also crashed.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I saw him go 0.5 FPS streams there for a while.
Yeah, but Pickle's a very solid runner. He got pretty bad luck. I mean, the biggest thing as well is, he hit the optional in Rock Tunnel too. which was
Oh
bad.
yeah,
and then he
yeah,
YOLO'd a little
turned
too
front.
much.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, that was very unfortunate.
Yeah, we've got Lovesick's like now in the last 3 fights, and I gotta say, especially for like a Charmander, he's on a pretty decent time right now.
What's his
kept up pretty
PB?
well.
Is his PB 224, right? Or is it
His-
226?
I think his his PB for Charmander is like 230 or something.
Wait, he didn't save I don't know. Oh, is Agatha just free on Charmander? I guess so.
Maybe.
Yeah, probably right. Yeah. Yeah, so Lovesick has a good chance to PB for sure. Unless he makes critical errors on the next 2 fights, but yeah, Lovesick was doing pretty solid.
Yeah.
He died a few times, but
Yeah, I mean, obviously
Yeah,
it wasn't
I saw him
an ideal
die
race,
to
but it definitely wasn't
Blastoise.
the worst. So yeah, looking at Pickle's stream, it's looking like he's probably got what basically a 215 even.
yeah. How'd you feel overall, Wanley, with the run?
I actually had a lot of fun.
Any nerves at all, or a little bit?
Yeah, in the beginning, and then like Rock Tunnel split. I played.
Yeah.
I moved so bad. I got so lucky. I didn't miss any mega kicks, but I did so bad. I did so bad.
yeah,
I was like, I'm
you're-
gonna do this. In my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna do it perfect now. And I like, as soon as I enter, I didn't talk to the scientist. I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, good Alicia and Martha. Yeah, that was definitely.
And then like I noticed a
Solid.
lot of times I try to do like muscle memory, and then your cursor somewhere else.
Yeah, of course.
I did that like a couple times, but
Dude, your Geo1 was so lucky, dude. Crit into Mega Punch for perfect health after figuring
oh,
that
dude,
out.
I know. I
That
know. I
was
was
the
so
best
worried
Mega
about my
Punch
health. I was
way.
like, please fake out me. Please fake out me. And then he fake out me. I crit it. Mega punches me. I'm like, dude, what the what? Yeah, there was a lot of times where I felt like I got really lucky.
Hello, Pickle.
How are you?
Dude, have you
Cool.
ever been punished more for not saving on the 2 rival fights?
No,
I
and
approve of not saving, honestly.
yeah, that was a pace choice to not save, and
Yeah.
just got so punished.
You got so
It's horrible.
destroyed, dude. Yeah.
Just missed 293% blizzards and lost like 2.5 minutes.
I would have done the same
Yeah.
thing, but yeah,
That's-
that was unfortunate for sure.
I was almost in save for champ. I was like, screw it, I just want to finish.
What was your final time? It's not updating for
I
us.
think it's a 2:15.
It's
Okay.
it's a 215 flat.
Gotcha.
Um,
And then the optional in Rock Tunnel must have been pretty painful too.
that was 1 tile early. I think I played at 2:12 or 2:11. But some deaths, you know. Got me
Yeah.
2:15, but
No, you played like very much overall. Everything went pretty decent, but you had you had the reset on Bridge Rival. Did you reset once or twice?
I reset once, and then I had a bad rival fight on the reset after the reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely got pretty unlucky, to put it
Yeah.
mildly. Obviously, the
Thank you,
the
McQueen.
optional mistake is obviously on you, but like your overall, you got very unlucky.
Like, menuing was good. I feel like movement execution was was like mid. And then just some bad fights. My Misty fight was dumb.
I love PicklePlop
Yeah.
screen's frozen. I'm playing marbles. LoveSickHero doing Charmander.
Wait, is it really frozen? It says my stream's going fine.
You're-
It never
Window
updated for us.
Yeah, well,
I
you
think maybe
froze
like
4 or
the-
5 times in the
Yeah,
the
I don't know
race.
why my PC like just DCs from the internet when I stream for some reason, and then I just have
I mean,
to
I was glad. I
reconnect
thought
and it's
like
fine, but...
I thought like your whole PC crashed and like the
No,
run
no,
dead.
it just disconnects from the internet.
We got really nervous because it happened after Brock, and we were like, "Oh no!" It was just
Yeah, I
like,
started recording on Route 3. Actually, I was like, oh, I need to record this because that's happening. Oh, I can stop my local recording.
so Lovesick's looking pretty good here for PB, which is good. Also getting under the 230 to 230 mark is definitely what you want
Oh,
for the
absolutely, yeah. Getting
tournament.
Under 230 for the tournament is good.
I don't know. I don't know if this is good enough to advance. It's,
I'm not.
Yeah, probably not, but
I
Because
don't know.
Probably
like
not.
people were saying for the last tournaments, like, oh, 230 would be enough, but we have a slightly smaller tournament, and I think it's a bit more stacked.
Oh.
So something like Heck, even a 220 might not be enough, depending on the races.
Well, I guess Charmander Champ is probably a little sketchier than we think it is. I don't actually know.
Yeah. Yeah, my Surge Gym's gonna give me nightmares, dude.
Oh yeah, Wanley, dude, the hitting the optional. What? That was so funny.
Dude, I
Dude.
had no idea what I was doing. I was getting so mad because I couldn't find the can.
Yeah.
Mine was.
You got
left
Giga
hand.
punished for there.
I know.
I've never
I
seen
played
that
that. I
before.
played that really bad. I know, but hey.
You actually all three got middle cans.
Yeah.
That's
When I
the
got
last
middle
can
can,
I
I'm like,
tried
oh, here we
to do.
go.
And I got 4th try can.
I have no idea what
I
I'm
died
doing.
Surge.
Oh no, Wanley got 5th try cans.
Yeah, he technically did
The
good.
fifth try, I told him.
Why is my stream frozen? Is it?
Oh,
I don't know. Is it frozen on my actual stream?
No, it wasn't frozen. I mean, I tabbed out, but it wasn't frozen on your actual stream. It just still never
Tokyo Drift.
updated.
Oh yeah, I should probably increase my bit rate for this. Oh well.
But
And
don't know.
okay, we've got the final
I
fight
missed-
here for
I,
Lovesick.
I missed Staryu range and then
Yeah.
got Starmie range. I was like, what is happening?
Yep.
Dang, this one is
So
sick.
dumb.
You also YOLO'd a lot of the walkers too. Like you hard YOLO'd the one in Mansion for sure. I mean,
Yeah,
that
I
one
did.
definitely.
Yeah.
That was
That's
pace.
PicklePlop for us.
That was tilt plus pace. Shit.
Yeah.
That was just yeah.
Yeah, Tail does do that to you.
Still, I mean, my round 1 runs are always just. Last year I got 214 because I died to Surge 3 times and just got like a 53 Surge. And I got a 50 Surge just today.
You should have seen my Lorelei, the double frozen.
Yeah,
and
his
then,
Lorelei was completely
double body slam
ridiculous.
paralyzed.
He got hailless, double frozen,
Oh,
double
hailless, yeah.
confused, double paralyzed. Like I've never seen anything like it, dude.
Oh
yeah.
no!
Oh, no.
Lovesick. I think he risked the range there.
Oh,
I think I
no.
played all the fights okay, except my first Surge fight I messed up. But I mean, it was kind of like bad already. It would have been hard to win from there, and it probably was worth resetting. But I didn't play it right, so I was screeched. But
All right, anything else of note from either run? Can't think of anything.
No, I think that covers most.
We
of
we
the-
sort of missed your E4 pickle, unfortunately, but
it was pretty clean. My Bruno was a little sketchy because I got crit by Earthquake and kind of messed up my setup, so I did like double super, and then
Another one bites the
get in
dust.
the torrent. But it was fine. Like I didn't die. It was just a slow Bruno, but all the other fights were just normal.
Matt is first.
Um,
I'm so glad that
I only
we
saved
got out of
for
the way.
Agatha and Champ.
I saved for everything.
Yeah, I almost double X-Act on Lance, and I realized I had used my extra X-Act because I had wiped Verdian Rival.
You had the weird
Oh,
Venusaur
that
Wanley. I didn't know it had synthesis, honestly.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
actually, I don't know if that was a good play or not. There, at the end, I'm like, well, I'm
No.
full health.
Well,
I
I'll put it
didn't
this way.
risk-
I
I didn't
would
risk
have
the curve.
X accuracy there and gotten the synthesis, but that's me, so I don't know if you want to take that as a good play.
Oh, the X accuracy and then just bite surf again.
well,
Yeah,
no, that
because
wouldn't
they-
have. Well, or no, that's too many turns. You get Solar Beam. No. I think that the play there is bite surf and then full restore Gyarados and X-Act Gyarados. That's probably I'm pretty sure that's what you do.
Yeah, that's
Or
probably
you could
the
just
best.
skip X-Act completely. Like,
Oh,
I mean, like
There's only
knowing
one Blizzard
knowing it
gets
as
hit.
synthesis makes it different. But I was thinking like not
Yeah,
having
yeah,
synthesis,
yeah.
like assuming he went for us because you had already bit once. So assuming that instead of going for synthesis, he went for solar beam. You X-Act that if you X-Act there, then you go for surf. Then you still heal on Gyarados, but you save the turn of having to X accuracy on Gyarados. And you just don't take damage, so then you don't have to necessarily like risk a Thrash crit or an E-Speed crit. But since it has synthesis, that's obviously not the case.
yeah.
well, I mean, it worked out for me. It was super safe. So
About my
I was full
Stealth
health
Rival
going into
recovery,
everything.
I think I played that as best as I could. On
So,
Sylph.
uh,
And after I revived, I mean, like to recover from that.
yeah.
Okay, I
How
don't
come
know
you
that
went for Mega Kick Strat at 60 for Lavender Rival?
because he's afraid of X special strat.
I mean, I don't blame him, but
Almost.
I would.
I almost never do X special strats, so I'm not comfortable on them. And I know I can just stall on Gyarados, and it's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
I wasn't sure if I should just. I think I should have stalled the extra turn though. I think I was fine at 30. But
You wouldn't
Oh,
like
no,
you
I
would
hate this
have
race.
barely been out of torrent for Koga, but
would I?
yeah, because I think perfect torrent there would have been 29. But that's also assuming you didn't get quick attacked anyways. So.
I think I pop out for wheezing. That's what it'd be. I'd have it for muck and I'd pop out for wheezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised, Wanley. I'm surprised you hit the blizzard on Erica. I was like
Oh my
expecting
god,
you to
yeah,
miss
I was
that
so
one.
happy.
I don't mess with that. I did expect. I used all my potions, but
So I think
But
this
yeah,
is a
my,
PB for Lovesick, right?
My
Yeah.
health for Koga was so
Race
good, dude.
PB maybe.
For a mild. Best.
Yeah.
Let me go to his stream real quick.
Wait. I think Pickle, didn't you get a perfect boat rival too? Or you got quick attack into pulse
good.
kill and then, but you got like the perfect fight almost. Yeah.
I got bite and then he quick gusted or something, or quick attacked me into torrent, and I blew, and then I flinched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the water to eradicate, and it was perfect.
Yeah, GG's to Lovesick, 2:23:51.
Probably the best fight of the run.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we finish the tournament right now,
Oh.
I get best time.
Yeah, everyone else just
Yeah.
Uh,
DQs.
Yep.
We have what, 24, 23
yeah, but-
DQs?
Yeah, that was very frustrating.
I'll sell you my splits for $1.
For $1.
Like, or you can just watch
Yeah.
the restream and copy them.
I think I navigated fights well and stuff. Just
Oh, yeah, I
movement and bad RNG on a lot of fights.
Alright, so yeah, this is a definitely a race PB for Lovesick.
Yeah. If Lovesick, if you want to
23.
join the channel, go over your run.
Yeah, you're welcome to join.
How many people get dropped this round?
8 people because there's one DQ, so
The
21
pickles.
move on.
I don't know.
215 should probably be. I mean, well, we have yet to see. I mean, like.
There's a lot-
215
yeah.
is pretty likely to be
go.
good, but like if
Based on
everyone
last
else gets crazy
year,
good
but
turns.
this year's a lot smaller.
Man. Yeah.
It's just a crap round.
Man, chat probably can't hear this stuff. There we go.
What's up?
Lovesick, what's going on?
Oh,
Yeah.
sick. What
How you feeling after that?
That's a PB, right?
Yeah, it's a race PB. I feel like should have done better. The mega kicks really effed me up, and Misty, I don't know.
Where's Pampa? Oh, there's Matt.
Oh, what's your any percent PB?
Oh, there's Pampa. You're way behind, dude.
It's like 220 right now, but
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I just picked safer routes this time in races.
Yeah, that's
I think it
not.
was
I mean,
worth
that's not a bad idea. You did die a few times at least. I want to say like no, not even 4 or 5, like more than that, because you reset at least twice to Misty.
Get the Pampa point of view.
Yeah, the early game's the really hard part
Yeah.
of Charmander, but
Oh yeah, and
later game it's pretty chill.
It's generally like
See
it's
ya.
rough until you get flamethrower, and then it's pretty smooth sailing until E4.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun race. GG's. Thanks for racing. Shouts to Mockwing and Aaron for the route. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for hosting us and our silly group of PSR people.
Yeah, it was definitely an interesting race. It's been a while since I've seen like a full Charmander run in action.
New
And-
record.
I mean, all in all, I don't think it went that badly.
Yeah, it was just kind of one-sided early, right? Like,
Yeah.
unfortunately. But that's how it goes with RNG.
Especially when the RNG is like way worse for Charmander.
Oh yeah, just the mega kicks. It's not too bad. Yeah. That's fine. I'll still run it.
How are you? Was there anything like getting you super nervous or anything during the run?
Well, it was like 10 a.m. for me, so my hands were pretty cold and I couldn't sleep. I was super nervous, so I'm pretty tired. I was like practicing all night.
Yeah, I woke up at like 6 in the morning and I was like, oh my god, dude, I have the race today. I gotta take a shower, clean the room, gotta get busy.
But,
Yeah.
I don't know.
we-
Yeah, I
we
got
what
some
out of
nervous.
it.
I think reading chat was a mix of like, oh no, it's stressing me out, but also pre-chill. I don't know.
All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up. GG's, guys. Good
Yeah.
race. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was a pretty solid race overall.
Ugh. Yeah. Thanks for commenting.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Congrats to Wanley for second victory.
Thank you,
Race
thank you.
the victory for the second race of the tournament.
It's a race tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
there's
yeah,
two
yeah,
races
there's-
tomorrow, right?
Two.
Yep, I am racing with Bang and Shep. I
I'm
don't
gonna go
know
watch
the other
the
one.
I'm gonna watch the rebroadcast and see if Maine talk crap about me.
I really only disapproved of not full source strat. Bruno
that's
is
it?
mild, but yeah,
I've
yeah.
done so many worse things. Oh my back
Uh,
manips, bro, come on.
Yeah. So it looks like tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern time is JP, Shelty, and Catternese, and then
Ooh, I like that one.
at 1 p.m. Eastern time is Bang, Main, and Sheep.
Wait, we're at 1. I thought I was at 10.
No, 10. No, 1 p.m. Eastern. So
Eastern,
10
yeah,
a.m.
okay,
for you.
okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're East boys in this place.
Pickle got a 215.
Yeah.
He was just
Yeah,
frozen.
what did Pickle finish with? They're asking
It
in
was
chat.
215 flat.
215, not flat, I
215.
think.
Let's say
someone needs
01
to
so it
type
looks more
it.
real.
Oh, come on, Wanley. Don't be
Come on, bro.
Come
Okay,
on,
214, 59. How about that? Yeah, all right.
That's great.
So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow for more races.
Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
All right,
Jeez.
y'all have a good one.